Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about war on Bitcoin. Just in case you're new to the channel, just to remind everybody that you can earn EOS, Stellar Lumen, DAI token on Coinbase. Also, you can also earn some ONG token, which is the ontology, the gas token. So you can go to the ontology English Telegram group and you join the group, and then you can get some free token. You can, if you're interested, you can check the link below. And so if you haven't installed the Brave browser, that is a pretty cool browser because it blocked out all the advertising, and when I'm surfing the internet, it saved me time, it saved me bandwidth and all that. So if you're interested, you can click the link below. So let's talk about the war on Bitcoin. So this article basically talk about the war on Bitcoin is almost here and it will get ugly. So I don't know if you still remember, last week we have a whole bunch of congressional hearing about Bitcoin. I think it's not about Bitcoin, it's about Libra, the Facebook global coin. Then they talk about cryptocurrency, they talk about Bitcoin. And also, Donald Trump also slammed Bitcoin on Twitter as well. The Treasury Secretary called cryptocurrency a national security threat, and also the chairman of the Federal Reserve urged the cryptocurrency as a caution. And also, India just proposed an all-out ban on Bitcoin. And also, of course, China scrambled to create their own cryptocurrency after the Facebook, they want to launch the Libra token. The Libra protocol, or the global coin for Facebook. And and they're saying that the world, because based on this, there's a theory by Eric Foskell. He talked about there's a global war on Bitcoin emerge. There's a 4 phases of Bitcoin and government interaction. So based on his thesis, so Bitcoin will go through 4 phases in the battle with the state and regulator. The first one, of course, is a honeymoon stage, and the second phase will be black market, and then competition and surrender. So the US is right now arguably in a honeymoon phase right now, and the government, in this scenario, government, of course, they don't want to outlaw Bitcoin entirely, and they just want to have a heavy regulatory pressure on the companies operating on those Bitcoin ecosystem. And basically, this phrase is characterized by a desire of the state agency to retain regulatory control, basically regulatory control. And of course, the FEC also doubled down on the crypto custody this month, and Treasury Secretary mentioned that cryptocurrency would be held to the highest standard. And of course, the next phrase is the black market phrase. So the black market stage is the next. And basically, the government fully outlawed Bitcoin transactions and mining activities as well. And for example, in Venezuela, Bitcoin is completely banned, and also the mining is also is illegal. But the thing is, people in Venezuela still using Bitcoin to do transactions, because if you're holding the Venezuela's those currency, it's going to worth 0 because of the hyperinflation. So a lot of people are using cryptocurrency to do to do transactions by day-to-day activity, by the day-to-day daily necessity. And of course, there's a lot of countries they ban cryptocurrency, like India and all that. They want to ban crypto, and it comes because the thing is, this is threatening the status quo, and because they are the one who is monopoly in terms of controlling the currency, the monetary system. All of a sudden, right now, you have a virtual currency or cryptocurrency that can replace their money, the money supplies from a particular country. Of course, they feel like this is threatened. So of course, India is basically closest to the stage of the black market phase. And India regulator, of course, have proposed a full ban on the holding, mining, and transacting Bitcoin. So India, they have a tougher rule, but Venezuela is already completely banned, basically, because the government basically they they shut down all this mining activity in the country, because in Venezuela, you are using those powers, those electricity subsidized by the government, right? So the black market phrase basically, there will be adoption of a new official money, basically the Fed coin, the Federal Reserve. They are going to create their own coin. So that will be the black market phrase. And of course, in India, they also have a digital ruby. That will be the legal tender in the country. They are going to do a digital ruby as well. Of course, there's a whole bunch of countries. They want to have their own cryptocurrency. China, Iran, Venezuela. Venezuela have their petrodollar. The Venezuela, those cryptocurrency backed by the oil, but then I think that cryptocurrency failed. I don't think anybody using it. And then Russia are just a few examples of they want to add their own cryptocurrency. So the next phrase will be, so we have a black market, and then we have a competition. Of course, there will be competition from the status quo, right? And so basically, this stage may be overlapped from region to region, and we are seeing right now the superpower operating somewhere between the honeymoon stage and the black market stage. And I think they began to working together to try to stem out cryptocurrency. Things could get really ugly. And of course, they try to collaborate to protect their monies. That may become a global war on Bitcoin, because they feel like this is a threat for their own currency. And don't forget, there's like all the countries are printing money. All the countries are easing. Bank of Japan, Bank of China, ECB, of course the Federal Reserve. All the countries are printing out of thin air. So they know that eventually that hyperinflation and all that will destroy their currency. But it's just a matter of time. So they, at the end, they probably want to move to a digital currency. But we'll see. And also, I think Nick Carter basically is from CoinMatrix.io, and basically saying that US is more likely to tighten the regulation rather than outright ban on crypto company operating. But, well, we never know, right? If things got desperate, you never know. So let me know what you think about the potential that there will be a war fighting on Bitcoin because of the regulation, because of the threat to the monetary system, because the current monetary system basically for the past 10 years just printing out of thin air, and all this money go to the stock market, go to the real estate market, and all the asset prices are popping up because of the easy money policy for the last 10 years. And of course, the printing may come to an end, but the printing may come to an end in one day, but we never know when it comes, because looks like right now they have no intention of stop the quantitative easing. So and also the next presidential cycle is coming up, so they probably want to continue to pumping the market. Let me know what you think about this war on Bitcoin. Do you think the government is trying to control Bitcoin? Of course, some people receive letter from the IRS stating that, some warning letters stating that they may own Bitcoin depending on the situation, or they will say they send out 3 letters, 3 different letters. So this is also another way to tax the average people, the people's money, I guess. But I don't know. So we'll see. And the next stop we're going to talk about. So we talk about the future market. Like I talk about. So this is from Super Crypto. We talk about the future market, how the future market, the CME future CME Bitcoin future market can affect the price of Bitcoin. And he's tweeting about, welcome to the future morons. This is for all those that ask me where is the future. And he wrote an article basically saying that with the introduction of the future market of the commodity like gold, silver, uranium, after after all this future market become introduced, then the commodity market has been suppressed ever since then. So this is same as Bitcoin as well. Remember, after the 20,000 in 2017, with I think the CME Bitcoin future contract is all those market also established during those time, like December, they introduced that future market. Ever since then, Bitcoin has been going downhill. So this is an interesting theory. Let me know what you think. Do you think the future market can manipulate the price of Bitcoin? And don't forget, the future market just speculating on the future. You don't need to own Bitcoin to do any transaction on the CME future contract. And you're just speculating on future, and then you settle in US dollar, not Bitcoin. Of course, people are talking about the back. Those are backed by the Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, if you watch my previous video about rehypothecation and commingling, back is not good to the crypto world as well, because they can rehypothecate all this asset to dilute the value of Bitcoin. For example, if you have 1 Bitcoin, they can rehypothecate to 5 to 10 Bitcoin. And commingling is basically they commingle cryptocurrency Bitcoin along with another asset. For example, credit default swap, treasury bonds, the stock, or commodity, stuff like that. So they commingle all this asset together. So it may not be a good idea, because they don't have I don't think they will separate a different ledger, just cryptocurrency. And this is by design, they want to do it that way. Then they can dilute the value of Bitcoin. So people talking about the back, just forget about the back, guys. I mean, if you haven't really watched my previous video about rehypothecation and commingling, I would highly recommend you go back to those videos. That is not good for cryptocurrency as a whole. So this is a pretty interesting tweet from Super Crypto. So remember back in around June, Bitcoin goes all the way to 14,000. Everybody, all the moon boys coming out saying that, hey, we are going to 20K, then 100,000. Futures doesn't matter, the future market. And we are going to 20K, then 100K. Where's your cartel, moron? Basically, because the Super Crypto talking about there's a cartel that control the price of Bitcoin. And with such a small market cap, I'm not surprised that the cartel can control Bitcoin. I mean, you basically, and when you see the coin market cap, and then when you see the top 10 to 20 exchange, all are paired with Tether. So that's, I think it's not a good idea. I don't know, because if you see something like that is paired by the Tether, I'm not sure if they're printing a whole bunch of Tether just to pump the price of Bitcoin, or the other way you can dump the price of Bitcoin as well. And I don't think it's a good idea to see the top 10 entries by Tether. And it would be more healthy if it's paired with USD or Krone or Korean currency or Chinese yuan or different or Japanese yen. That would be make more sense if the top 10 trading transactions based on this, that will be more healthy than Tether. So I'm suspecting they may be using Tether to pump the price. I could be wrong, and you never know. So, and Tether is pretty shady. I mean, a lot of people still using Tether. I would not touch Tether. So because there's a lot of shady thing going on, but I could be wrong as well. I mean, not a financial advice. Use your due diligence. But this is really interesting. He talked about is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is different. Institutions are buying when Bitcoin was at 14,000 around June, right? People are so hyper, and they're saying, hey, we're going to the moon. So at any time we are going to one side, people are so euphoria. That means the opposite is true. That means there will be a correction. And this is exactly what happens. So you have to do opposite what the herds are doing. So, and Bitcoin rocket is leaving, your last chance to ride. And a lot of YouTubers are talking about, hey, this is the last chance you can get 4-digit Bitcoin. So right now, we are back to 4-digit once again. So, so there are only 21 million Bitcoin, 100,000 in 2019, 1 billion in 2021. The thing is, nobody has a crystal ball. all this price target, we don't know. Everybody just guessing, basically, based on historical data, maybe 10x or 100x. So, but the thing is, I think it's up to the whale how they want to play this game. For average Joe, you can just ride with the waves and just do something opposite from the hertz. And when everybody's buying, you should not be buying. And the only time you're buying, you have to look at the indicator. If the indicator meets all your criteria, then you buy. Or you can do a dollar cost averaging, just buy a little bit at a time. So I think sometimes just don't be too like go one-sided. You got to see different perspective. You got to have no emotion when you put in a trade, and when you are chasing the high, that's not a good idea. So it's up to you how you play this game. I mean, I think a lot of people, they like to just do a limit. If you don't have time, just set a limit. This is the price I'm going to buy. I don't want to look at it. Don't forget you're holding probably free. I don't know how long you're going to hold. Maybe you're going to speculate, but then if you speculate, you're going to pay capital gain tax, which is 30%, right? If you hold more than 1 year, it will be 10% of the capital gain. So if you trade in and out, you probably you have to pay heavy taxes. So I think it's better to hold a few years, but you never know. You never know. But you buy, you exit and enter based on indicator, not based on your emotion. Oh, but you can base on the emotion of others. If they are buy, then it's a good time to sell, right? Let me know what you think about this this chart. This is really interesting. And back then when everybody is 14,000, everybody become the moon boy. Oh my God, we're going to 100,000, 20,000. And this is not a very healthy run up like this. This is nothing goes straight line forever, right? So we'll see. Please comment below. I would love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, also share with your friends. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out the upcoming airdrop giveaway or token swap. Also, you can follow me on Twitter as well. Hey, make sure you comment below and I would love to hear from you. And also this will help my ranking in YouTube as well. And I will continue to provide quality video for you guys. Remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe, peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in cryptocurrency has inherent risk. Please use your due diligence.